Greetings everyone, Glenn Calloway from the basement. This is the second time I started this video because I started with a rant and I'm not going to do that. This video is inspired by the crazy list that's on Rolling Stone, the 200 greatest singers of all time. I just got a problem with some of the names on the list. I'm not going to bash it, but I want to do is give you the top 20 if you haven't seen the list. And then I'm going to give you my top 20. So, number 1, Aretha Franklin. Number 2, Whitney Houston. Number 3, Sam Cooke. Number 4, Billie Holiday. Number 5, Mariah Carey. Number 6, Ray Charles. Number 7, Stevie Wonder. Number 8, Beyonce. Number 9, Otis Redding. Number 10, Al Green. Number 11, Little Richard. Number 12, John Lennon. Number 13, Patsy Cline. Number 14, Freddie Mercury. Number 15, Bob Dylan. Number 16, Prince. Number 17, Elvis. Number 18, Celia Cruz. No idea who that was until I had to Wikipedia her. She's the queen of salsa. She's the 18th best singer of all time. She's better than Barbra Streisand. She's better than lots of people. She's better than 172 others that are on the list. Number 19, Mr. Sinatra. Number 20, Marvin Gaye. I don't like that list. There's a few on there that are on my list, the top 20. Let me say that I am not a fan of crooner style of singing. I can't, nothing but respect for these people. They're really great musicians because they understood harmony and they understood vocal and range, and they had all this stuff going for them. And they were like true professional singers. And but I just don't like the style. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I got nothing against the songs. There's some beautiful songs that go back, like Stardust and Autumn Leaves, and there's just a million of them. Over the Rainbow. There's a million great songs. I just don't like the style. Sorry. I love a singer. They don't have to have a pleasant voice. I like that they have character. I like that they're identifiable. I like that they get their music across and their thoughts across. And I'm going to give examples along the way. So number 20 for me is Mick Jagger. Now, Mick Jagger was number 52 on the list of 200. I think Mick Jagger's a fine singer, not a classic vocalist, but he has a style. It fits the Stones perfectly. It can be very bluesy. It can be ballady. It can be rocky. Mick's okay in my books. I like Mick Jagger singing. So number 20 to me is Mick Jagger. Number 19, Roger Daltrey. What a great rock singer this man is. Just listen to Bubba Riley or anything off of Who's Next, or anything off of Quadrophenia, or any classic Who songs. Roger Daltrey could interpret those compositions by Pete Townsend just absolutely incredibly well. He had power in his voice. He could have subtlety and beauty in his voice, anger in his voice. He could interpret a song, and I appreciate that. Roger Daltrey, number 19. He wasn't even on the list of 200. Another guy, I absolutely love this guy's voice, Steve Marriott from Humble Pie, not on the list. Just showing you one of the Humble Pie albums. I think Steve Marriott's a great singer. Going back to the Small Faces in Itchycoo Park, great pop vocalist, turned out to be a great rock vocalist. Anything off of Humble Pie, Rockin' the Fillmore, any of these albums, he had just an incredible, soulful voice. Steve Marriott, not on the list. Number 18. Number 17 was number 9 on the list. Getting better. Otis Redding. Otis could have been in the top 10. What a singer. I mean, just soulful and incredible vocalist. Dock of the Bay and Hard to Handle. I Got Dreams to Remember. I mean, just Otis really tragically died too young in a plane crash. But what a singer. One of Janis Joplin's heroes, Otis Redding. Okay, number 16, Robert Plant. Robert Plant is number 63 on the list of 200. I've got him at 16. Great singer. You know, Robert has, since he started doing those things with Alison Krauss, whenever the first one was, 10 or years ago or whatever, he credits her with really teaching him how to sing properly and learning about harmony. He never had to deal with that, and he was the guy in Zeppelin. He interpreted those songs the way they needed to be interpreted, but he never considered himself a real true singer until he started working in that genre with Alison Krauss and all those people that work in that genre, where he had to learn a little bit about how to sing with others and harmony and stuff like that. And he thinks he's a better singer today than he was back in the Zeppelin days. But regardless, Robert Plant is my number 16. Number 15, Grace Slick. Grace Slick was number 0 on the list. Never made the list. Grace Slick, one of the great rock singers of all time. Fantastic. You telling me she shouldn't get considered as much as Celia Cruz or I don't know, Beyonce? Come on. White Rabbit, Somebody to Love, any of those songs, any of the Jefferson Airplane stuff. Listen to her voice. It's so strong and so amazing. It just a great singer. Grace Slick. Number 15. Number 14. It made number 93 on the list of 200. Stevie Nicks. I love Stevie Nicks' voice. It's got that kind of deep, gritty kind of, I don't know how to describe her voice. How do you describe Stevie Nicks' voice? Smoky? I don't know, but it's just, she's got just a great voice. And just the songs she's written, she just performs them absolutely beautiful. Great when she sings with other people. She's done duets with Don Henley and Tom Petty, and the singing she does with the other members of Fleetwood Mac. I mean, just I love Stevie Nicks' voice. Number 14. Number 13, a man you could arguably say was the greatest rock singer of all time from the time he was with Jeff Beck's Truth and then moved on to his own solo stuff and the Faces. Now, I'm not going to say I'm a big fan of the way he took his career, but back in the day from 1968 to 74-ish, Rod might have been the best frigging male singer on the planet. Every picture tells a story. Just listen to this if you don't believe me. Rod Stewart. Rod, what happened to you? Okay. And by the way, Rod was number 49 on the list. Another guy who didn't make the list has got one of the great voices of all time, Greg Lake. Greg Lake, his singing in the Court of the Crimson King before he left that band after the first album and played on a couple of songs on the second album, sang. Then left for Emerson, Lake and Palmer. But just listen to Epitaph off of In the Court of the Crimson King. What a vocal performance. And anything off of that he sings on Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Lucky Man, From the Beginning, incredible vocal performance on that song. Greg Lake. Number 12, and not even on the list. Number 11, Levon Helm. I love Levon Helm's voice. Wow. I mean, just listen to him in The Last Waltz singing The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down or Ophelia. Oh man, you guys got such a vocal style, and just his voice is just absolutely incredible. It blends so well with Rick Danko and Richard Manuels, and wow, Levon Helm, incredible singer. Number 11, he was number 148 on that list. Okay, now we're in the top 10. I got to go with David Bowie. Man, this guy had a range. He, again, could sing any kind of music. Now, he was very influenced by a crooner in his younger days by the name of Anthony Newley, who came out of thing, and I couldn't stand Anthony Newley. And sometimes you can hear the vocal inflection of David Bowie has that little bit of character in his voice. But, man, could he sing a song. And just listen to Life on Mars, for instance. Bowie, number 10. Number 9. Bowie was number 32, by the way, on the list. Number 37 on the list was this gentleman, Van Morrison. Van could do it all. He could sing soul, he can sing R&B, he can sing rock, he can sing ballads. He's got such control over his voice. He still sounds good in his late 70s or wherever the heck he is in his age. And what a vocal performance on Astral Weeks. I mean, just incredible. Just from the opening note of that album is just beautiful. Van Morrison, number 9. Number 8, a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, but I just love her to death. It's Janis Joplin, my favorite female vocalist of all time. And man, okay, you got anybody who just the Monterey pop performance of Ball and Chain. If that doesn't move you, I don't know what does. And a song off of Cosmic Blues, got them old Cosmic Blues again, Mama. Little Girl Blue, which I think was originally done by Nina Simone, another incredible singer who should have been on my list. If you don't think Janis has a beautiful voice, listen to Little Girl Blue. It's absolutely a beautiful performance. It almost brings you to tears. Janis Joplin. Who was number 78 on the list. Number 7, even though Janis is my favorite female vocalist, my second favorite vocalist is Norah Jones, and I put her ahead of Janis because she just got more, I don't know, easier to listen to voice. I don't know how to describe it, but you know, she's got that bit of Texas in her, some blues in her, some a bit of crooner in her, I guess. I don't know, because she was, you know, a bit of a jazz musician. And but Norah Jones, I could listen to this woman sing the phone book. Incredible. She's not on the frigging list. Another guy not on the list, one of my favorite singers of all time, so soulful. He was a big fan of Ray Charles, had a big influence on his vocal style. He could sing the blues, he could sing rock. Greg Allman. Greg Allman has an incredible voice. Listen to Melissa. Oh man. Or then if you don't, if listen to something like Dreams or Whippin' Post or some of those songs where he just really uses this soulful. Oh man, Greg Allman. Never made the list. Another guy never made the list. I think he's an incredible singer. Again, really soulful, R&B, rock. Steve Winwood. How could Steve Winwood not be on this frickin' list? He's my number 5. From Spencer Davis Group to Blind Faith to Traffic to his own successful solo career. Incredible musician and vocalist. Steve Winwood. Number 4. Not on the list. My top 7, 6, 5, and 4 are not on their list of 200. Gary Brooker from Procol Harum. One of the greatest singers of all time as far as I'm concerned. Just an absolutely beautiful voice. Very distinctive. And just listen to Salty Dog or Wailing Stories or Whiter Shade of Pale. I mean, just an incredible vocalist. Gary Brooker. My number 4. My number 3, Bob Dylan. I know people are going to shoot me and go, what the F are you thinking about? But Bob doesn't have a pleasant voice to most people. But the thing about Bob Dylan is he has such control over his voice, and he can put across every emotion, whether he's angry at you or he wants to be, if he's bitter, if he's loving, if he's playful, whatever it is. Bob has this unique ability to put a song across and his lyrics across. If they're really acidy and scathing and hateful, you can hear it dripping out of his mouth. And if he's soft and loving, you can hear that too. I think is just an incredible vocalist. Bob Dylan, my number 3. Number 2, John Lennon. From the first minute I heard him sing in 1964 until today, this man is just, man, he could rock it out. Listen to his vocals in the early Beatles stuff on some of the covers, like, Twist and Shout, and You Really Got a Hold on Me, and oh man, those songs are incredible. And then, his solo stuff, Imagine, and some Watching the Wheels, or Jealous Guy, or anything. I mean, just an absolute beautiful, beautiful voice. John didn't like his voice and used to cover it up with effects and stuff. I have no idea why he would do that. He's one of the most beautiful singers of all time, John Lennon. And my number 1. By the way, John Lennon was number 12 and Bob Dylan was number 15 on this list. Number 1, which is number 6 on their list, the amazing Ray Charles, the genius of Ray Charles. What a singer. I can listen to Ray Charles sing a Chinese food menu. I don't care. I just think this man has the most incredible voice. Listen to Georgia on My Mind, or go back to the early stuff like What Did I Say, and Mess Around, and oh man, he could do it all. He could sing country, he could sing jazz, blues, rock, and everything just sounded perfect. This man had a voice. My favorite singer of all time, Ray Charles. That's my top 20. I'm going to entitle this video The Greatest Singers of All Time, WTF. And now, I know you guys are going to come after me and say, so-and-so should have been on, and so-and-so should have been on, and what are you thinking this guy's so good for, whatever. I appreciate all that. So come after me, come at me, give me a pat in the back, give me a slap in the head, whatever you want to do. Thank you so much. Have a great day. We'll talk soon.